Welcome back to the White Time channel. Today, Bon Iver, No Wheel. This is the, well, this was going to be the conclusion of our Bon Iver series. Once again, our plans have been foiled. But we're
in a good way.
In a good way, yes. It's just, this keeps happening to us. Our timing is immaculate on most things like this. But yeah, this is the fourth and final of the season albums. Assumedly, there's only 4 seasons unless he invents a 5th season for the new album, which is possible. Crazier things have happened. But yeah, this is 2019, coming off of the 2016 22 Million record. This, I think, is the most low-key of his releases. People do not talk about this one usually compared to the other 3. This is my least favorite, but I also have not listened to it in a long time. I saw him in concert last year, and the live versions of these songs were incredible. So going back to the studio version, maybe I'll find a little bit more in there. But yeah, this is pretty timely. You know, this is the fall album. We're doing it at the beginning of fall. It's perfect. So
there we go.
Yeah, we have all of our other Bon Iver reactions if you want to listen to those. But yeah, I don't know if we have anything else to add. I think we can just jump in.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything.
Yes, sir. Alrighty. We'll do track 1 and track 2.
Really?
We'll do Ye and then I Am I.
I think we're going to have a lot to say about Ye.
Ye.
Yeah.
You recording, Trevor?
Yes.
All my life, I was living in a lonesome way, had me looking other ways. But on a bright fall morning, I'm with it. I stood a little while with it, and man, you have to know the way it goes. I like you. I like you. And that ain't nothing new. We're gonna go, having like, oh. Kid, would you tell me how I
Ye and I Am I.
That was very good. I'm not entirely sure what just happened. A very eclectic group of songs. Or not even songs, of sounds, I guess. But it sounds really, really nice. I really liked all the vocal harmonies. That isn't something that we usually get in these albums, except for 22 A Million, which is why that one's my favorite. Just gonna get it out of the way. And yeah, I thought that this is a pretty dang good way to start an album. It's weird and eclectic. It almost seems like very like 22 A Million in the way that like it's kind of all over and glitchy and stuff like that. But I like it. Very, very nice.
Yeah, I think this is like noticeably different from the other 3 records. Like it feels like a continuation, but at the same time it feels completely different. I mean, 22 Million had some disjointed parts, but everything like still had the basis of a folk song with just a whole bunch of stuff added on top of it. This is like changing tempos and like moods and everything just like in a 3-minute song. It's kind of overwhelming. I think I Am I is like one of my favorites off this record, though. I think this is probably the one I go back to the most. I think it's just a really nice blend of electronics and acoustics, and it just carries a really nice vibe to it. I think just like the amount of people working on this album and like this song like has so many people on it, like James Blake, Rob Moose, like Wheezy doing drums. Like there's such a weird mix of people, and then you have Aaron Dessner on it too. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on here, but I don't know. This is a pretty nice opening to the record. I enjoy it quite a bit. I forgot Playboy Cardi sampled this song too on Whole Lotta Red.
I was like, isn't this sampled somewhere?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. Track 3. We
would like to play.
For only take a stand and take it where you are. But you stay there and you respect it when we photograph our scars. Some lonely fable that we took it right from the start. I want it back. I want it back. Won't you tell me how to get it back? I want it back. I want it back. Why won't you tell me how to get it back? I'm coming over for another story told. But they're dependent, so you just keep giving pause. I must defend it, oh, the tariff since you want. Just keep adding up or you'll be below regard.
We.
That one was pretty good too. I don't know if I like it as much as I, but yeah, it's a rare case of the lyrics making sense on a Bon Iver song.
Yeah, it's
which is
weird.
Nice. This is like politically pointed, I guess. Which I mean, I guess I'll take it. I'm just kind of shocked to get I don't want to say a salient point, but just like, oh, I get what this song's about, because that never happens when we listen to his music. But yeah, I think that the song was pretty dang good. I like it.
Yeah, 22 a million with lyrics that aren't so incredibly abstracted that you can actually kind of find something in it. Yeah, again, so eclectic and weird just because, like, you have a hip-hop beat here, but, like, there's a folk song over the top of it, and there's, like, parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin interpolated right in the middle of it, and it's so strange, but the vocals and just the way it's mixed and him going to his falsetto and out of it is just really satisfying. But at the same time, I'm like, is this a song? I can't tell.
Good question.
But it's a really great piece of, like, just a whole bunch of things mashed up, and it's enjoyable.
Yeah, I think so.
Alrighty. Holyfields, comma.
I'm a what?
We'll never know.
Oh.
Danger been stepping in. I'm happy as I ever been. I'm caught up with the featherweights. The dawn is rising. The land ain't rising. No. No, no. Flash hope. Past the throat. Bonded weights don't favor them. If it's all you don't do is history, you better let the past away.
Holyfields.
I don't know what to make of this album at all. It is so all over the place. And I thought 22 a million was kind of all over the place, but that was all over the place in a good way. At this point, I'm like, what is happening? Like, it doesn't even feel like cohesive at this point. We're 4 tracks in, and I don't think that this album even has a sound of its own, which I guess isn't necessarily a problem, but it's like, I don't know, I would have liked some sort of semblance of a theme or something. But we're only 4 tracks in. I guess I shouldn't be so harsh. But I don't know. That song was just kind of okay to me.
Yeah, this is my biggest like thing with this album is like there's no foothold to really get you like grounded, because every song seems like its own little vignette of weirdness, but none of them really build with the other besides the first 2 tracks.
Yeah.
So it's strange because like there's a lot of cool moments in here. Like I love the bridge and the strings coming in and that like powerful exit to it. The song feels really skeletal in some points where the flow doesn't really like work as well as it should probably be. And I think that's because we're just getting blasted with new sounds, and these are all like short songs. I think when I heard some of these songs live, they were extended, reworked versions, and they felt cohesive and purposeful and like extremely impactful. But I feel like all of these are like little snippets of bigger songs that should be more drawn out and like complete.
Yeah, I could see that.
So I don't know. The songs are really cool, but they're not songs at the same time.
Yeah, it's an interesting
Yes.
predicament he's put us in.
Next, we do have a song. Hey Mom,
Oh.
track 5.
I waited outside. Tell the story or it goes. Full time, you talk your money up while it's living in a coal mine. Told time to call your ma. Hey ma, hey ma. Told vote, you know you mope it up. Well, you wanted it to hold that. You're back and forth with that. You're back and forth with that. Let me talk to him. Let me talk to him. Full time, you talk your money up while it's living in a coal mine. Told time to call your ma. Hey ma, hey ma. Told folks you know you mope it up, but you wanted it to hold that. You're back and forth with that.
Hey Ma.
Very good song. It does kind of stumble across the finish line. Because it's this really great, like, sincere, orchestral, like, song, and then it just kind of, and then it ends. Like, okay, you can't think of, like, I don't know, an ending flourish. Hell, even a fade out would be preferred. I don't know. But yeah, I think I think this might have been like one of 2 songs I'd heard by Bon Iver before starting this. This and Skinny Love.
It's 2 most popular, I think.
Is that true?
This is one
That's
of his more
kind of-
popular. I think it won a
Okay.
Grammy that year, so I think it was pretty popular.
Oh, thank you, Grammys. Yeah, but I think that song's pretty G-dang good. It's a hit for a reason. I mean, a lot of people can relate to it, you know, because everybody has a mom.
It's
Believe
true.
it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And Mars is in need of them. So that's what this song was really promoting. So
Real.
very, very good.
Yeah, I enjoy that one quite a bit. I love the kind of messaging of like a sincere, like, you know, mother song, but also like earth, climate change, mother song. I think it works both ways. I think it's great. I feel like the outro is the only thing that like keys that into feeling like it's on this record, because this just sounds like a Bon Iver song, like in general. And this kind of sounds like his two most recent singles from 2020, where like he's kind of toned down on the weirdness of this album and brought a little bit more structure back, and it kind of gives this effect. But yeah, I enjoy this one quite a bit. I feel like this record, he really went like hippie psychedelic out of his mind more than 22 a million because of all the random changes in tracks. This more like, you know, this kind of messaging. It's a lot more socially conscious. But yeah, interesting. Good song though.
Yeah.
Track 6, You Man Like.
Ah!
That'd be so perfect.
I will see you off from now down the back of the ridge. There's just something that I got to show you. Man like you, man improved. Well, I know that we set off for a common place, and the lights have run to do. It'll be a long day of fixing, make something else you're missing, but all this shit's so hard to do. Not like you. How you do it.
You Man Like.
That one's very, very good too. That one might be my favorite, but I'm a sucker for anytime there's a piano ballad with a choir, not necessarily a children's choir, but just in general. I like some, you know, some gospel, some soul stuff, and that's where this song kind of gets a lot of its inspiration, and I like it. It's very, very nice.
Yeah, I did not remember this song, and I don't really know why. Like, it felt familiar, but I did not remember like the subject matter or anything of this song. But
Wow.
It sounds really good. I love the kind of gospel, techno, folktronica weirdness that we're getting here. I also love that like he really did open this album up to a lot of collaborations. I'm loving all like the different backing vocals and stuff. I think that just is such a cool thing, especially with this record being is like focused on like real life issues and social issues and climate change and that kind of stuff. I like the kind of more group aspect to it. Yeah, I really enjoyed that track. I think there's some parts of it where it gets a little bit too like on the nose gospel-y, but at the same time like the instrumental's enough to like really bring me back. So
Yeah.
very nice. All right, track 7, Naeem.
I'm
Not sure what the pronunciation is, but we'll go with that.
That's fine.
All along I can hear it. I go for the cast. I fall off a bass boat. All along I can hear you. I can hear, I can hear. I can hear, I can hear crying. I can hear cry. I can hear, I can hear. I can hear, I can hear crying. All along me, I can hear you. I'd occupy that. Can't sit back on while you're forming that. Lord, can we just patch this up? And I cannot seem to carry it off. All along me, I can hear me. I can hear, I can hear. I can hear, I can hear crying. I can hear crying. I can hear, I can hear. I can hear crying. I can hear crying. I can hear, I can hear. I can hear crying. And it won't be very long. And it won't be very long.
Naeem.
That one was pretty good too. Kind of carrying over the same kind of vibe from you, but longer. I'm assuming once you play this all the way through, I'm sure those songs pair very well together. When you don't have to talk for a couple of minutes in between.
Forget.
And forget. But yeah, I thought that one was very, very good. Kind of staying with the political stuff. And I mean, go off king. But yeah, I just really like the sound of it. I love the piano. That's all I need.
Yeah. I feel like I like the stretch between Hema and here. It feels very cohesive, but the
Yes.
first 4 tracks do not.
No.
So they're like, we're chunking little pieces of the album here. But think I like this the best out of the last 3. I love the build on here. It feels kind of skeletal and then really builds into this kind of grand statement. I think his vocals are fantastic on this track. Subject matter is pretty great. Chorus is like easy, memorable. It just goes hard. I remember hearing this one in concert and I really loved what they did with it. I think this one just goes really well in the concert setting. But yeah, very nice. All right. Jelmore. Track 8.
Well, this thrift store manager in a Pope Cabernet had a gas mask on his arm, and one by one, we'll all be gone. We'll all be gone by the fall. Bricklayer with a hat down on his feet. I'll say no more. I won't let no cavalry. How long will you disregard the heat? Happy.
Jelmore.
Oh, I forgot that's what that song was called.
Like, oh.
Like, wait, what? Oh, yeah. I didn't really like that one. I think I was with you where those last 3 were like a really, really great stretch, where it all felt like, okay, he's really kind of settling into something. And then right again, just like upends it and does a complete 180. Not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just like you go from like these really lush, orchestral kind of moments to really cold and artificial and kind of grating synths. Just like, oh, why? It's like there's a time and a place for it, but I'm not sure if this is it. So I don't know. It's fine.
That's fair. This record is such a blob of like influences and styles, it's really hard to get your footing, especially since like the last song kind of closed out the first part of the record, and now we're in the second half, which the first half was not too cohesive until the last three tracks, so even trying to split it up between two was very difficult. I do remember this song vividly because this was the first track that released for the album and like the announcement to it, I believe. So I do enjoy the synths. They kind of feel like they're dying and kind of like downtrodden, which fits with the climate change thing, so I enjoy that. I think the song doesn't have a lot of forward momentum going for it though with those synths. Everything feels descending, and there's not something that really carries it through besides the vocals. I think as a track it works. It's just not standing up to the last three. There's no structure or anything, and it's wildly different, so I don't think it's as memorable as Naeem or anything like that. So
No.
okay, Faith, track 9.
Shattered in history, shattered in pain. Oh, in the lengths that I would stay up late, but brought to my space the wonderful things I've learned to waste. You have to decide if you'll come to know the faithful God. Time and again, it's time to be brave. What I'm defending, we get to hold what faith provides. Fold your hands into mine. Do I believe it? See it every time.
Faith.
That one was very good. I really liked that song. Seemed to kind of be doing what like the last song was trying to do musically, but I felt more like there was a backbone to it. There was like some oomph, there was some drums, some guitars. It felt fully fleshed out where the last one really didn't for me. And so, yeah, that one was like way better than Jelmore in my opinion. Very, very, very good.
Yeah, I think this is what happens when you do two styles clashing against each other like this, is we automatically are like, I like this better. I think this track does work a lot better. I love the sound of it, just like this incredibly uplifting. It feels very Bon Iver with this gorgeous kind of like folky sound, but you have these little bits of electronics and vocoder stuff poking in. The horn sections as well are just like gorgeous. I think lyrically it's pretty great. Like, just it's about faith, and that's what you get. I enjoy the how easy it is to get into this track compared to some of the other tracks here. So yeah, very good. All right, Marion, track 10.
Well, I thought that this was half a love. Well, I thought that this was half a love. Follow to the rising sea. Well, I thought that this was half a love. Well, I thought that
Marion.
That one was very nice too. I'm always a fan of these really stripped back songs with just a dude and a guitar. There was a little bit of horns, but it was mostly guitar and his vocals. I thought it was very, very nice. The riff was very Neil Young, but that's not a bad thing. And yeah, just had a really nice vibe. Short and sweet. Great.
Yeah. When this record first came out, I think this is the song that I listened to the most and liked the most. Why? I don't know. It just it sounded comforting and it felt very personal in a way that this record sometimes doesn't feel. I don't know. It had this really nice warmth to it that like kind of gets drowned out in some of these songs. But yeah, the guitar riff is fantastic. His vocals are so good. I love like vocally he's improved as he's gone on, which is really great. He's doing a lot of like gymnastics with his vocals now that just really work. But yeah, this one's just a warm hug. It's great.
It is good.
All right, Salem, track 11.
Salem burns and leaves, then she returns to cure and see empowerment to needs. So I won't leave no land with our hearts the only matter where. How long it's lasted, I've never seen. To speak supportively began. There's no automatic peace, but I bet you'd keep all these in-betweens that bar my youth. There's nowhere to bury truth, far as I know. I tried too hard to see what I thought it'd be. Don't ask me how. Torn the banner from the land.
Salem.
That one was very, very good too. I'm feeling a little bit off because I'm like, when's it gonna happen? When's the switch up gonna happen? Because that's what this album has been. Where I'm like, oh, I'm into it, and then like just one that like tanks it, and then okay, I'm back. Nope. But yeah, no, I thought that one was great. Really expanding on what was going on in track 10. He's doing this a lot, where it's like track 10 is kind of like the little, I don't know, brainstorm, where then Salem kind of takes those same ideas and elevates it in a really kind of interesting way, makes it a full song. And I mean, it works great. It has a really nice vibe to it. I love the like xylophones or whatever those were, and the horns just felt so alive. It was great.
Yeah, I think when it comes to the more like electronic songs, this definitely like stands like at the top of it. I think getting that fall vibe without using organic instruments, I think is really difficult, and being able to give that kind of nice warmth, organic nature with like no organic instruments in sight here, and it's all more like percussive electronic notes is really impressive, and it gives a really nice vibe to the track. Vocally, I think it's great. I love the build on it. Yeah, it could go longer. I think this one should definitely go longer. The way it was building towards the end too, I'm like, ooh, I really just want this to like expand a little bit more. But that one's great. All right, Shania, track 12. Shania.
That one was very nice. I don't know if I have much to say about it. Just a couple verses and then a long instrumental outro. Um, I mean, it sounded great. I love the saxophone. I know you do too. So I don't know. I don't have anything bad to say about it, but it was pretty good.
Yeah, instrumentally just fantastic. Like that is a standout for sure. Love just like the build of it. It's so floaty. You have that stack solo and it just like elevates the entire thing. Fantastic though. All right. Rabbi, track 13.
Expectations are unbelievably high. For
Unbelievably
this song.
high. It's an outro.
I
The last
know.
outro until the new record.
Well, it's all just scared of dying. But isn't this a beach? And if I know one thing at all, is I cannot just be a peach. When we were children, we were hell-bent, or oblivious at least. But now it comes to mind, we are terrified, so we run and hide for a verified little peach. So what of this relief? Some life feels good now, don't it? I don't have a leaving plan. Something's gotta ease your mind. However, everywhere isn't everywhere. This is not a veil or a fairy tale in the least. So what of this relief? Some life feels good now, don't it? Don't have to have a leaving plan. Nothing's gotta ease your mind. Well, it's all fine and we're all fine anyway.
Rabbi.
That's all right. I don't know. That's pretty easily the worst outro of the four, because basically the outros of the last three albums have pretty much all been the best songs on all of their on their respective albums. I can think of 4 or 5 songs that are better than Rabbi, but I don't know. It's fine. Like, I guess it's a closer. It's kind of hard to have a closer for an album that doesn't have a distinct
Yeah, that's true.
sound. Where it's like, this is a great way to wrap up this great, like, auditory experience that I just had. But it's like, I don't know what I just listened to. But it wasn't, like, one album. But I guess it was a fine song.
Yeah, I do enjoy it quite a bit. It is one of my favorite tracks on this record. I think the live version as well is very good. I think this is different from his other outros in the fact that like those all just like take your breath away in either its scale or its simplicity or just like how devastating it is. This one kind of falls in this weird in between where it's like he feels like reflected upon and feels a little bit better going out of this record from all the soul searching that's been kind of done on it and just the way that eclectically this thing sounds. This kind of felt like a return to center, but it kind of just fizzles out, and I think that fits with like him not doing a record in 5 or 6 years, depending on when the new record comes out. So it makes sense as of kind of like a here's the 4 seasons here's like the artistic evolution we've gone across, but it does kind of just fizzle out and you're left wanting a little bit more at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the whole record.
It's fine. Yeah, I mean, I think that this album definitely has its moments. It's not nearly as consistent as the last 3. Even then, I don't know, like, there's tracks that I could take or leave on pretty much all of the albums, but this one has, like, the most. Like
Mhm.
I maybe liked half of the songs. Like that I was like, yeah, I'd throw that one on. Like this album off rip seems like it's full of skips, and I don't know if that's what you want when you make an album.
Mhm.
Um, but it's fine. I'm excited for the new album. I'll forget about this one and we'll move on to the new one.
Yes.
Eventually.
If there's any solace, the Big Red Machine album that came out in 2021 is fantastic.
Okay.
So we could do that on the channel, or you could do it on your own time. But that one is really great.
Okay.
Yeah, I listened to this when it came out in 2019. I've listened to it a bunch, and I'm listening to it now, and I still feel the same. Where it's like, I don't really know what's happening here entirely. I feel like there's two records in here. I feel like with some editing and resorting of the tracks, you don't get like whiplash from track to track after you have like a really nice warm organic moment, and then this weird sound collage of more electronic instruments. The record feels just really messy, and not in a way that records can be messy and still cohesive. This one has so many ideas, so many different sounds, so many different concepts. We're getting incredibly introspective, we're getting faithful, we're getting like political messagery, like just kind of thrown all over the place, and we're kind of expected to just pick up the pieces and figure out what we want to get from this record. I think there are records that do work like this. I don't think this is one of them, especially compared to how tight he puts together records on his past three. Like 22 a Million should not be accessible, but it works because it has a cohesive sound palette for how weird it is, and the tracks flow perfectly with each other.
Oh yeah.
This feels like he got a little bit too floaty, too like every idea just works in one record. I think we should have like either a double album where everything is organized a little bit differently. You have your more organic, more like, let's do our political messages on this one, and our more like faith driven kind of classic Bon Iver stuff on the other one, or something. You just need to help the viewer out a little bit, because I feel like this just needs editing. That being said, there are a lot of fantastic moments on here. Some of his best vocal work, some of his best instrumental moments are on this record. They're just kind of buried in this track list. I mean, even after listening to it by like 6 or 7 times, I still can't pick out certain songs and what they sound like. There's just too much variation going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, this record is a mixed bag of a lot of things. There's some great moments. There's some questionable moments. So let us know what you guys think, though. I'm curious to see what the reception is on this record, because a lot of the people I talk to don't really give this record a lot of like light of day. I'm curious if like this is one of your top Bon Iver records. Like, how do you feel about it? Because I still feel confused.
Yeah. And I don't know, like, maybe this is an interesting question to pose to you, but what makes this album different than SOS by SZA? Because that album is also all over the place.
It is.
But you love that album.
I do. I think within the R&B space specifically, we're used to that. We have like a Full Moon. We have all these different 90s R&B tapes that have a lot of eclectic sounds. I think those have enough of a backbone in the song structure where it feels cohesive still. I think this one, you have different messages, different concepts, different instrumentals, different paces, and the song lengths are either too short or there's some skeletal parts that kind of bring you out of it. It's weird. Because like by the time I get to Phoenix is an incredible record, and that is the most all over the place chaotic record I've ever heard, but there's a cohesion to it. This one, there's some sort of dissonance to it. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I think we need some scientists to come
We
in
do.
and
We need
study
some.
why.
Yes. So put your thoughts in the comments. I'm really curious, because this one has never gotten to me, and I'm like just really wanting it to, because the other 3 records are just phenomenal. So.
Well, yeah, you're such a huge Bon Iver fan. Yeah.
And all the merch I have is like the II branded stuff, which is great.
Yeah, I know.
It's bright colors and fantastic organic stuff. I don't know. But yeah, we will be doing the new record on the channel. Absolutely.
Of course.
As soon as it comes out. Never thought that would happen. It just took us doing a series for him to wake up again, which happens more than you'd like to think. Happened with Beth Gibbons this year too, which is crazy. But yeah, next week we got a retrospective going over the last 10 records. Well, 9 technically, because I don't think we'll be talking about this one.
No.
But yeah, we'll be going over all the past, couple months of records, giving some updated thoughts. Then after that, going into Flaming Lips, Pink Robot album. I'm forgetting the full title of it, but that's the one.
Yoshimi battles the pink robots or
That
something.
sounds right. Yeah.
Something. Yeah. Yeah, very, very nice. That's all I have. No wheel today. It's weird.
Mm-mm. We'll be back to it soon.
We will.
Mm-hmm.
We should probably bring up, now that we have finished the Bon Iver discography,
Mm-hmm.
now our once a month series is going to be Fleet Foxes.
Yes.
We're going to be finishing that up
Yep.
with Crack Up and Shore, I think are the
I
other
think
two
so.
ones.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to that. I know you are too, and I
Yes.
know the audience is as well. So
We're busy, but we're getting
stay
through
tuned.
it. Stay
We're
tuned.
getting through it.
And then Fleet Foxes will release a new album by the time we're done with that, and then we'll have to react to that as well. So
Well, they did a live album this year.
that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
So we're probably good for a minute.
I would hope so. I mean, I would love a new Fleet Foxes album,
Oh,
but
I
this
would
keeps
too.
happening too much. But yeah, we were going to do a kind of like wrap-up video for Bon Iver's discography. We will wait to see when the new album comes out, if that is truly a new album, which I'm sure it is at this point.
There's a pre-save link.
There's a
for it.
pre-save link. There's just been nothing else as of time of recording. But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll probably save that till after that, and then we'll do a kind of retrospective style review of all the records that we've done so far. So stay
Sure.
tuned for that. You can recommend us
Okay.
stuff. It'll take a long time to get to some of them, but we will put some on our wheel, and they will be chosen as we go. So
Yeah.
we're just a little slow because we have so many things to listen to.
A lot of stuff, but we're
Yes.
in a little bit of a lull in the year where there's like not albums coming out right
For
now.
2 weeks, and then October is
Yeah.
gonna just destroy everything.
Well,
So yeah.
Yes. But we got a little bit of a break.
We do have some breathing room, so yeah. We have a podcast, don't we?
We do.
We do.
Yes, we do. Did you forget?
I just wanted to make sure.
We've done over 250 episodes.
I
You've
forgot.
forgotten? Yes, we do have a podcast. We talk about movies and games. Soon we are going to be talking about the hit film Stalker.
Real.
That will be coming. I don't know when this video is coming out. It'll be coming out
It'll
or
be-
have already have come out.
It'll probably be out.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So listen to that.
That's it.
That's all I have.
Ciao.